Hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. Okay. Hi. There are so many books here. I think I might break my library shelf. It might... Oh no, I might have to buy a new bookshelf. Oh dear. Hello everyone. Hi. Welcome. I'm about to go do some book shopping. It's the kind of book shopping that doesn't cost me any money because it is at my local library, and I thought I'd take you along with me. I'm going to be looking for purple books for the Amazing Readathon, and I also have quite a few books that I have to pick up because I put a bunch on hold. I have found the hold limit at my library. So I now know what that number is. And most of them just came in. So I got 15 books to pick up, plus I'm going to go look for some that are purple because they're purple, and that's my team. I have set myself the challenge of trying to stick mostly to fantasy, so we're gonna see how that goes. Come along with me while I go get some books from the library.
I'm trying to get you on my mind less, but then again I couldn't mind less. Got me like, what's in your coffee? I hope you call me and we can talk about our hobbies, yeah. Like finding movies to get lost in, and quoting phrases from The Office. What's it like to wear that halo? So sweet it's painful. So would you put me on your payroll, girl? I know it's probably not too healthy. You got me over here obsessing. Whoa. Friends call me stupid, call me crazy. Well, so long to sanity. In the diamonds, baby, like MasterCard, you're priceless. Steady, yeah, you got no limit, so girl, let's spend it. A couple weeks in Costa Rica where we both can kick it. I give you my sovereignty, we play Monopoly. You own the boardwalk, but you're living in my head rent free. I wonder when I'll get evicted, or if you meant to leave your blender in my kitchen. I know it's probably not too healthy, like John Belly, and it's overwhelming. Whoa, so call me stupid, call me crazy, yeah. So long to sanity. Psycho, a little wild, insane, a bit erratic, a bit dramatic. My brain is in a panic, I'm going manic, okay. A little psycho, a little wild, insane, a bit erratic, a bit dramatic. My brain is in a panic, I'm going manic, okay.
And welcome to the portion of the video where I regret all of my decisions. I'm going to be showing y'all every single book that I came back from my library with. There are still some that are supposed to be coming in on holds, but I'm not going to wait for that. So basically, these are all the books that are going to be my, what Brianna calls, a pile of possibilities for the Amazing Readathon, along with any fantasy book that I have up on my top shelf. I'm trying to stick with fantasy or historical fiction this month because those are the two purple yarn colors, and I just kind of want my blanket to just have this giant purple swatch. Speaking of purple, there's something's missing. Something's not quite. I feel like there's just a little bit more that we could be doing for the purple team. So give me a minute. There are some that would say that this is too much purple, but I don't care. We're gonna start with this bag, and ooh, I can't tell you what that one is. That one's a surprise. Of the books in this bag that I can tell you about, we have The Name of All Things by Jen Lyons. This is the second book in the Chorus of Dragons series. I read the first one, enjoyed it. I would like to see what happens in the next one. Part of my strategy for this was I'm focusing on BIPOC authors, translated works, and host favorites, just because I didn't want to worry too much about whether or not the cover was purple. I also have another host favorite, The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. I have no idea what this is about, but I have read one of his books and I enjoyed it. What was it? It was The Way of Shadows. It was alright. I had fun with it. The next one we have is 1,000 Steps into Night by Tracy Chee. This is one that I pulled from my Libby TBR list. I believe I have the audiobook somewhere, and we're going to be relying a lot on audiobooks. That's going to be a heavy part of my strategy. Why I listen to them? That's like, well, a good question, but it's going to be a a large part of my strategy. Moving on to the next bag, we have The Marvelers by Danielle Clayton. This is one of the ones that I picked up because it was purple. I believe it involves some sort of magic school. We also have Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. This is a host favorite. No idea what it's about, but it looks kind of cool. There's also The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. This is another host fave. I need to reread the 5th season, though. That I do have to reread that before I can start this, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try listening to it via audiobook, which I was not able to do the first time that I listened to it, so hopefully if I can listen to that via audiobook, then I can get to this one at some point. I also have Wendy Darling by A.C. Wise. This sounds like it is an adult Wendy going after Peter Pan because he has taken her daughter to Neverland, and so she's trying to get her back. I also have A Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. I remember loving Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. She did, like, it's not a historical fiction, but she did the kind of historical feel of it very, very well. So when I saw that it was on the shelf and it was purple, I was like, why not grab this one? This one I picked up and it looked kind of interesting. I don't remember what it was about, but it's The Forgetting by Sharon Cameron. This is just one that I picked up off the shelf. I have no idea what is going on here, except it's got this really cool looking tree on it and stuff like that. We also have Belladonna by Adeline Grace. This is both purple and a host fave, so I'm getting those extra points for that one. Oh, look at those end papers. Ooh. All I know about this one is that I think she ends up dating Death or something like that. Like Death. I've watched Rachel's video. She was not the biggest fan of this one, but it counts towards Amazing Readathon, so I figured I might as well have it on the list. We also have The Bone Witch by Rin Chipeco. This was one that I found on my Libby that was purple, so I just went ahead and was like, let's listen to it. We also have Lore by Alexandra Bracken. I have loved the books of hers that I have read so far. This looks like it is going to be some sort of Medusa retelling based on the fact that she has snakes for hair. That's kind of, I don't know of anyone else that would have that. It's Medusa. Medusa is the only thing that comes to mind. A quick look at the synopsis does confirm that this is based on Greek mythology. It looks like it's kind of like a modern, like they've made it to modern times, something like that. I'm not entirely sure. So that's 2 bags down. Time for another one. We have got A Master of Jen by Peter Jelly Clark. All I know is that this sounds very, very good, and it's also by an author of color, and I have the audiobook for it. We also have a Django Wexler on here. We have City of Stone and Silence. It's the second book in the, oh, what's the name of this? The Wells of Magic series? Wells of Sorcery? Wells of Sorcery trilogy. This one is the continuation of a series that has, like, people have different magics, and our main character has been subjected to go on this, like, ship that has, like, it's a ghost ship and is kind of legendary, but somebody wants it, and the price for letting, not like harassing her sister, like they have her sister basically, they're threatening her sister unless she goes and brings them this ghost ship. And so in the first one, she was basically just trying to survive and figure out how to get off the ghost ship, and they figured out how to survive, but they have not figured out how to get off yet. I also got Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. This one was a host favorite, and I believe I have access to the audiobook for it, so that is fantastic. You know, the more audiobooks we can get in this thing, the better. I also got Age of Myth by Michael J. Sullivan. I just really wanted to read this, and it was fantasy, and I figured I might as well if I could. I got A Winter's Promise by Christine Davos. This is it was originally written in French, and I've been wanting to read this for forever, so I figured, why not? I do have some that I have to read next month. One of them is A Book of Night by Holly Black. I'm trying to finish this stupid project. I've got 2 projects that I'm trying to finish, but I went ahead and I grabbed this from the library because I was like, you know what? Maybe next month is the month that I finally get to this one. I can't show you that one because, again, it's a surprise. I did grab a couple of novellas because there just is some incentive to have some books that you can read pretty quickly. I've got The Emperor of Souls by Brandon Sanderson. Apparently this is going to be a very Brando Sando month. I'm not entirely sure what this is about, but I do know that it is somehow involved with his Cosmere world, and it will make other things, like, basically you can read this before reading the other things, but if you read the other things first, you will spoil this, is how I kind of understood what I was being told. And then we also have Driftwood by Marie Brennan. I don't remember what this was about. It just sounded very interesting. Then we have The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. If I remember correctly, this is like a half-goblin dude. Yeah. This is, our main character is like, his dad had to marry his mom for political reasons. He's got several older siblings who are on, like, going to be on the throne before he is, and then his dad and his 3 older brothers all die, and so suddenly he is the one that is going to be the ruler, and he's like, what the fuck? I also got The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio. This was another one that was on, these are both on my audiobook kind of list that I have for Livy and for Hoopla probably as well, so I went ahead and grabbed these. I also got Arusha and the Tree of Wishes and Arusha and the Nectar of Immortality. This one is much purpler. Dang! This one's much purpler than the book that the cover that they show on the other things are about. Arusha, she is a girl who accidentally, in the first series, she accidentally unleashes like a great dark evil because she's trying to prove to some people who don't deserve any of her attention, but, you know, she's 12, she's got insecurities, she wants friends, and she's having a hard time making them. She's trying to prove to these terrible people that she wants to be her friends, or these terrible children that she wants to be her friends, that she's not a terrible, like, that she's pretty cool, and she's not lying about the fact that she has a magic lamp that's cursed at her mom's museum. And it turns out to actually be cursed. I also got Renee Adia's A Smoke in the Sun. I read the first book a couple of years ago, and I figured this is as good a time as any to finish the series. Flame in the Mist. Yeah, Flame in the Mist is a Mulan retelling. I liked it well enough. I had a good time reading it. I don't know that it really left an impression on me the way that The Wrath in the Dawn did, but I don't know how you follow up The Wrath in the Dawn. Like with anything that is going to be as good. It's just so good. I'm very excited to be looking at, but I'm very excited to be able to potentially get to this because I need to finish some series. Okay, so we have a few more books that I just picked up because they were purple, or, well, one of them I picked up because it's Margaret Owen. It's The Merciful Crow. I have no idea what this is about, but if you've seen the host graphic, you know that Little Thieves is one of my favorite books to exist ever in all time. It's just the best thing. Please come join our buddy read. Please come read it with us. I need everyone to have read it. Much like with Percy Jackson, you do not have to like it. It does not have to be your new favorite thing. I just need you to read it. Okay? Okay, just read Little Thieves. I also have The Coward by Stephen Aryan. This is about a hero that, I guess, or someone who was a hero at one point, legendary celebrity, a hero, and then 10 years have passed, and we're picking up 10 years because something else is going to happen, and he needs to take up his famous sword, yada, yada, yada. Okay, we also have Cinders and Sparrow by Stefan Bachman. This is a middle grade, and it just looked like a good time, and look at how beautifully, gloriously large this text is. It's, I don't know what it was about. I just was grabbing purple books off the shelf, okay? So we have a girl that inherited a distant castle, and so now she's having to learn magic, apparently. And then the final book that we have is Wings of Ebony by J.L. I don't know entirely what's going on, but I know that it sounds like there's a lot. It sounds like we start out in Houston, but there is a fantasy element. And, okay, so this girl grows up in Houston, but she's actually from a fantasy land. That's where her dad is actually from a fantasy land, and so when her mom dies, her dad comes to claim her, and that's a little bit of a problem for a bunch of people. Hello, Margaret from the future here. It's the end of August. This video was filmed at the beginning of August. I still have most of these books, so I thought, why not get on here and ask you guys which of these books should I hang on to and still read once the Amazing Readathon is over? Should any of these go like straight back to the library? Don't even bother. Are there some that is like, no, Margaret, you need to like hang on to that, get to that ASAP, like you want to read, that is a Margaret book. Let me know in the comments. I would love, please, help me figure out which of these books can go back to the library and which ones I absolutely have to get to as soon as possible. Anyways, back to the normal outro with my normal voice. She's been through it this last week. She's coming back, but it's been a week. The wig had to go because it's so hot. Like I was dripping in sweat, and so the wig went. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up. Also, if you had a good time, I will have a couple of my newer videos right over here that you can check out to get a little bit more to know me. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye! Oh my god, my forehead is sweating.